Welcome back to It Tastes Like Burning. This, Matt.
This is Jesse.
And per the usual, if you ever feel like reaching out to us, find us on ittasteslikeburningcast@gmail.com. Always check out the links and check out our merch store. You can get awesome things like flip-flops and Speedos and bath towels, and it smells like structure fire.
No, we don't have those.
Not yet.
We want that, but
We're
they don't.
working
They
on
don't
that.
have them. I found some structure fire candles, but I'd have to buy the candles and then self-fulfill them, and
I bet they're full of lies. I bet it smells like pina colada at the end of the
it
day.
might, yeah, a new car or something. I don't know.
I still think we just need to
It
get
needs
like
like
a
fiberglass and some paraffin, and just make our own.
Yeah. Throw some
2x4 shavings in there, sawdust.
Right.
Yeah, little wire insulation.
Some sadness.
Yeah, a teddy bear.
And then sell it.
Yeah, I think it would sell. I think it would be a great marketable thing. Just this
$34.99.
maybe a little more. We could do like a bucket size one with like a 2-inch wick in it. That way, the neighbors think that the house is on fire.
Well, if you think that's a terrible idea, you can always leave us a comment on our YouTube channel where It Tastes Like Burning. And I'd still add the cast to it because you need to find it there. But
otherwise, you just find a lot of Ralphie, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
But there's nothing wrong with watching Ralphie for a little while.
I think there's insight there.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a crash and burn podcast here. Short notice, short messaging. What'd you have happen this week?
Oh, I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off most of the week, but a project I worked on got kind of kiboshed a little bit. Not really, but kiboshed for half of the folks working on it. But hey, yeah, I'm resilient and I'll trudge on regardless of whatever.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Not really. Just, I mean, watch me go.
Persevere and keep your head down.
Watch me go.
Okay.
Got asked or got informed that I was on some committee I didn't know I was on. That was interesting.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And whatever, you know.
I wish someone would let me know I'm a benevolent dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody tell you that this week?
Not yet. No. That's next week.
Next week.
Hopefully.
Oh, no, somebody just told you they had observations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully.
I appreciate observations, though.
Yeah. Keep them at a distance.
I like input.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Every now and then. We'll see.
Yeah. Fast and Furious budget season.
Oh, yeah. No, unfortunately, we're knee deep in hip across on budget season for us. There's it's good news for us. It's some bad news from some other entities where we turned out we had an insurance surprise. And we got to figure out a little bit of an insurance equation.
That seems to be the theme here for the last several months, was insurance equations, right?
Yeah, I think there's like a national agenda to push
make it hard.
Well, there's that. But also all the supplementary cancer policies out there.
I also think that the insurance world is like everything else. It's kind of feeling the kind of wind getting sucked out of the old economy right now. And they're feeling that pinch too, and they're having to go knock more doors than they normally knock to try to round up some revenue. I think we're in a spot where we might see some significant downturns, but I don't know. Hopeful that it's not, but boy, that gated community out there south of town has over 100 homes for sale in it.
Right.
How many, what is that, about a 3,000 home community? Something like that. Couple thousand.
Yeah. 6 to 7.5 population.
Yeah. and it's got 150 homes for sale in it. That's shocking. That's a lot, right? We've lived through 6 years of just stuff hits the market and 37 seconds later it's sold.
Yeah, but that's also unique to our area. Our our real estate market's not going to mimic what's happening nationally. As stupid as it sounds,
It
here in
lags.
Texas, I would argue that it's going to mimic more of a Austin, Frisco, Denver,
Yeah,
Seattle,
but they're seeing.
Florida, Miami type market.
I think they're all seeing kind of a little hiccup, right? Vehicles are vehicle sales are in the tank. Like, I'm not sure it's going to be super awesome this next year.
I I would argue that there's it's we have a spider attack.
Oh yeah, they're in here. They're
Uh
moving because they used to be over there where the light went out. That's where the bugs were attracted to. That light finally gave up.
I would argue that I've been doom and gloom on our economy since March of 2020, and I've been nothing but a boy that cries wolf since April of 2020.
Yeah,
So at this point, it's just like,
we'll see.
we'll see. There's so much stuff going on, and not to even make it political. The fact of the matter is that your local tax base, your local legislatures, and your local purchasing agreements are all tied into this. And it's kind of a weird, unusual, kind of questionable time. Then sprinkle in tariffs. And it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
See what happens. Speaking of legislature, did you see the Texas legislature pass oh the thing with the database for fire service equipment?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, they passed that where the Forest Service is mandated to maintain a database of all fire service equipment and capabilities in the state for possible use during disasters.
Did they clear the backlog?
No, not yet. No, that hadn't hit. That hasn't been passed yet. This is one of those uh, auxiliary things on the side that really, I who knows. I think that data's already there for the most part. It's not hidden. I think they have all this information for the most part. Now whether they put two and two together and made it searchable or whatever, who knows? But I did see that pass last week. You're enthralled with this spider. It's fine.
It's going to come and eat you.
It's fine.
All right.
It's just chilling.
No, it's getting very close to you. Good luck. Here's a fork.
4 or 5 feet away.
Now, see, it's coming down. It's within through 18
This-
inches. Yes.
Oh gosh, that's the little baby one.
Good luck.
I was looking at that big one right there.
It's been sitting there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's got its territory dominated.
Yeah, the little one was just trying to get out of the territory.
Yeah, no, it's so I don't even know where I read it. May have been NBFC today, where they were talking about the delays to some of the federal grants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
And
been a topic today or this past few weeks.
it's one of those where you just need to, I hate to say it this way, but grin and bear it.
Yeah. You know,
Perseverance will see you to the finish line.
honestly, I'd be shocked if that stuff continues on in the format that everybody's used to, right? I mean, you look at the AFG and the Safer and all that stuff. That started in 2001, so it's lived its 25-year lifespan. Keeps getting redone, but it wouldn't shock me if that gets reincarnated in a different form.
Such as?
Maybe block to the states or something of that nature to eliminate some part of the federal side of it.
So the Texas model, and don't get me wrong, there's some bureaucracy to it, quite a bit of bureaucracy to it. But I would argue the Texas model's actually, at the end of the day, pretty squared away.
It works. But every bit of it's outsourced to basically Texas A&M University. Every piece of it.
Yeah, but, and I'm not defending it, but at the end of the day, there has to be an agency that is centrally in charge of a lot of stuff. And in the state of Texas, that is the Texas TDEM, Texas Department of Emergency Management, TFS, Texas Forest Service, and then ultimately TEEX, Texas Engineering Extension Services. And with the three of them, you're generally catching the entirety of the state. And bouncing off of that, if you put them all under the same umbrella, you're basically catching everyone.
Right, and you're able to, use some of the same resources for multiple uses and blah blah blah. Just I don't know. I worry about how much actual oversight they have, right? Who makes sure they're doing the right thing?
Well,
The governor? No, probably not. Who do they answer to?
they don't. That's the short answer.
Right.
They don't.
And I think that in the just generalized speaking, they've all done a pretty good job in what their mission is.
Yes. And I would argue that they have some pretty generalized overall for the greater good benefits.
Right. But I do think they get hung up in the minutia and stuff all the time.
Well, yes, but Texas is unique in the sense that it can potentially favors the very wrong word here. But Texas can have multiple major, truly major events happen in the state.
Simultaneously.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything from environmental, wildfire,
Flood, feast, famine,
right, flood,
earthquake,
tsunami,
yeah, all
okay,
of it.
to social, okay, to just the size of the state and the varying topography and geography of the state, which also goes to our very first point. But
I mean,
it at the end of the day, there are certain things. So to go down the rabbit hole just a little bit on what we're talking about, because we're speaking so vague. And the precursor on this is that we actually don't know what the hell we're talking about. But Texas is a large state. The combination of 9/11 and Hurricane Katrina, and then intermix Snowmageddon, and intermix the West Texas chemical plant explosion. And
it started before that.
oh,
It
sure.
started with the shuttle.
Oh, yeah. I'd give you that.
That was kind of the first thing where Texas kind of rose to the top of the deal. What, Challenger?
Yeah. No,
Columbia.
Columbia.
That Challenger was in Florida.
Yeah.
Columbia. That was kind of the first large scale, massive
Event.
event that took hundreds and hundreds of people, and the Forest Service managed that and did a phenomenal job with it, and then kind of got the old pat on the back to, well, here's more, do more, do more. And as that kind of evolves, it's like anything else like that, us included, right? As something works and something functions, you evolve it and you grow it and you build it and it becomes its own living, breathing thing, and then it kind of takes flight on its own,
Right.
right? And then once that happens, you're kind of locked in. The shifting the tides and changing the course is way different after that point, right?
Right.
It's no different than when you start off on the kind of the model that we've taken, where we've decided that growing and recruiting and all those things were important. Like this last month was the first month in 2 years we didn't have an applicant.
We do. Today.
Well, yeah, but at the last meeting,
Oh,
first meeting in 2 years that we didn't have a applicant. And we had one, he just pulled it. Kind of last minute thing. Had some things he needed to take care of prior to joining us. So that's a little weird, right? It's got its own momentum. We haven't put more effort into it in quite a while, probably close to a year now, that we haven't actually put money or effort into it. And it rode that wave for a year. It kind of developed its own being, right? And while it's probably easy to stop it, like if you wanted to stop that particular thing, if that was the thing that needed to happen, you just quit taking applications, right? Turn it off. But at the same time, you're not going to stop the people wanting to come.
right.
You're just going to stop the process. You're not going to stop the desire to be a part of the process.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you've got to actually justify stopping the process at that point.
right.
Like how do you do that?
Oh, and the risk of it,
Yeah.
because it might take 2 or 3 years to fire it back off.
Yeah, or longer.
Now,
You can get behind the curve on a lot of things real fast.
I do know at a national level that, for lack of better words, FEMA was kind of following a California standard. And that changed a couple of years ago, where they started following kind of more of a Texas standard. Texas ran with it with arms wide open. They're doing some really awesome proactive things on the grand scale as far as emergency response and emergency preparedness. And part of the emergency preparedness is things like the Texas Forest Service 2604 grant program. Part of it's the Helping Hands program.
TIFMAS.
Part of it is the TIFMAS. What does that stand for?
Texas Interagency Mutual Aid System or something like that.
Oh, excellent. We'll run with that. There's been a lot of positive work out of that. And then the combination of TDEM, Texas Department of Emergency Management, where they realize we're a unique state with unique challenges, with potentially multifaceted requirements for emergency response, way beyond a very local level. So there's some interesting things coming down the pike with that. And it'll be interesting to see where Texas ends up 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
Yep. If we're not California by then.
I don't know about that.
New Mexico.
Probably more like Georgia.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Boy, that is a ridiculous siren.
It is.
Yeah.
I doubt the mics pick that up, but that siren's nowhere near us.
Yeah. That may be a pancake amber lamp.
Amber lamp service?
Yeah. Yeah.
Been known to happen.
Yeah. Matt, you got anything else for the greater good?
I don't. We'll keep it short.
Keep it short and sweet. See how a short and sweet works, right?
Yeah.
If you guys out there in interweb world want to hit us up, how do you do it?
Reach out to us at ittasteslikeburningcast at gmail.com. Don't forget to ever go to YouTube. Check out the It Tastes Like Burning cast. Check out the comments, like, click, and subscribe. And if you're ever feeling particularly feisty, check out the merch store on Patreon under It Tastes Like Burning Cast. This is Matt.
This is Jesse.
Have a good one.